Delighted to have an opportunity to talk about a very important study as it relates to the management of ovarian cancer. This is a trial that we've been waiting the results quite expectantly since the data was presented at a meeting a year ago. This was a study conducted in Japan by the Japanese Gynecological Oncology Group. And what they did is take a very well-established drug known as paclitaxel, and that is combined with carboplatin, and it has been the standard treatment of ovarian cancer for now more than 10 years. And they simply took the drug, and instead of giving it every 3 weeks, they took it and gave it weekly. Now, it turns out that in breast cancer, there have been similar types of experiments that clinical trials that have shown the value of giving weekly paclitaxel, but this had not been tested in ovarian cancer. And there's really been not much of a change in the management of ovarian cancer for, as I said, 10 years. So taking this well-established drug and going from an every 3-week schedule to a weekly schedule, the results of this trial showed a major difference in improvement in the time that a patient with ovarian cancer may go before they progress. So we call that progression-free survival. But perhaps more important, and certainly from a patient's perspective more important, when they looked at 3 years after the patient started the trial, there was an improvement in overall survival, basically how long a patient lived. So this is a very important study for a variety of reasons. First of all, it suggests a new treatment strategy in the management of ovarian cancer. In general, we say we need 2 trials before we change our standard treatment, so there may need to be a confirmatory trial. But I think the other thing it does is it tells us, it makes it sort of, in some ways you can say it should make us a little humble. Because this drug, paclitaxel, has been around for more than 20 years. We've studied it, we could argue, in high dose, low dose. We've given various combinations. It's generic now. It's relatively inexpensive, certainly for anti-cancer agents. And here, by simply changing the way we give it from once every 3 weeks to once a week, there has been a significant improvement in patient outcome. So again, we can look at fancy new drugs, we can look at very new molecules, we can look at targeted therapies, but here's an example where we take an established drug and simply learn how to give it better. And we have an important impact on both the quality of our patients' lives, in this case with ovarian cancer, because time to progression means the time that the disease has not progressed. That improved almost a year compared to the standard treatment. And we improved overall survival. So the importance of the study itself is, of course, the individual results, but also I think it also tells us how much we need to learn and how important clinical trials are, both for the patients who are on those trials, but very importantly for the next generation of patients who are going to be treating off a study, and then we say, well, we have this evidence that tells us we have a better way of treating you. Very important observation. I think it'll be very important for people who are interested to read this. This is published in The Lancet, which is a major oncology journal, and an excellent study by an excellent group of researchers in Japan.